Welcome to Self-Worth Club, the podcast that empowers you to believe in yourself and your work. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, creative, or simply looking to cultivate greater self-worth, Self-Worth Club is for you. Join us each week as we empower you to believe in yourself and unlock your full potential. Hi friend, I'm Zoe, your host, and I'm super excited that you're here with me today to talk about the 5 keys for success mindset. As always, I want to keep these episodes short and sweet for you, info-packed, just 10 to 20 minutes, and so I'm going to jump right in. The first key is to be absolutely obsessed. When you figure out what you want, it needs to become your magnificent obsession. Focus on winning the day by doing simple daily actions that add up to big goals. Build your life around becoming better. Align all of the pieces of your life so that they support your end goal. And realize that this doesn't need to take away from the rest of your life. It doesn't take away from your family, your hobbies, any of it. In fact, it should magnify those things. For example, taking the time to make yourself better by getting deep into your mindset, journaling, reading, listening to podcasts, hiring a coach, working out for an hour a day. All of that takes time, but it will strengthen your self-confidence. It will improve your life, your relationships, and your career. It's all tied together. I know sometimes I feel so busy, like I don't have time for a workout, but the truth is we make time for what's important. And that time that I take to focus on myself and work out, even when I feel super busy, it helps me be a better friend, a better wife, a better coach to you, because I feel better about myself, right? I feel strong. I feel on top of my shit. I feel that boost of endorphins, even on the days that I had to drag myself there. And we've all been there, right? So if you really want to create more success in your life, whatever that means to you, look at your daily habits and focus on becoming obsessed with taking care of you. It will translate, I promise. The second key, there is no other option except for winning. The mindset here is huge. And I want to stress that this doesn't mean that you won't have setbacks or make mistakes, because you will. And they're just as important as the wins. In fact, that's what makes the win possible most of the time. All of the mistakes you made, all of the setbacks you had. So what I mean is that we need to tell ourselves that the things we want will happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. You will make it happen, and you will have to be able to trust that. But also know that it might not happen right away or how you thought it would. But sooner or later, it will happen. This mindset is something that all winners have in common. People on the opposite end hit a roadblock and start to think, maybe I'm not qualified. Maybe this isn't for me. What if it doesn't work out? I don't think I can do this. And they're right. Whatever story you tell yourself is right. You have to understand the power that you have and the impact that the stories you tell yourself have on your life. So, what story are you telling yourself? And the third key, know that you will mess up. Like I prefaced earlier, it's all a part of the process and it is inevitable. No one is perfect. And just because you mess up or have a setback, it doesn't mean that that thing isn't for you. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen anymore. It's a lesson along the way, or maybe it's a diversion leading you somewhere better. The important part here is to not let your mindset waver. When you put in the work, you know you're deserving. You will accomplish the goal as long as you just keep going. When you hit a roadblock or a setback, reflect on that. Take the time to journal about it, think about it, what led you there, what went wrong, what went right, and make a slight adjustment wherever is needed. Move forward, and know that it was only a lesson. I know you probably have something on the top of your mind right now as I talk, something you're wanting, working towards, wondering if you should go for it, and I want you to know you deserve this. You are worthy of that dream. Go for it. The fourth key, surround yourself with winners. How are you supposed to stay on track and achieve this beautiful life that you're dreaming of if you're hanging out with or taking advice from people who are just satisfied with an average life? Living paycheck to paycheck, clocking into a job they hate, complaining about their partner, living for the weekends. If that's not the life that you're after, and they don't truly want to change, I'm sorry to say, but it's time to say goodbye to that relationship. And here comes the perfect analogy for this. Crabs in a bucket. So when you have a bucket full of crabs and one tries to climb out, almost always one or multiple other crabs will grab it and pull it back down into the bucket where they think it's the safest. This works both for your circle of friends and for your mindset. Both can do this to you, and if you're not careful, they will. You need to take the time to evaluate your circle. Are those people pushing you to be greater? Are they helping you get outside of the bucket? Or are they pulling you back down into it? And your mindset. Are you holding yourself back from being great because you're afraid of what will come next, of the responsibility that comes after the success, the fear of failing, of what's outside of the bucket, aka your comfort zone? Evaluate and ask yourself those questions. You owe yourself that. And the fifth and final key is have hardcore self-discipline. If I worked for motivation, I would never do it. I wouldn't get anything done. I work out of discipline for what I want for my future. And that is super, super, super key because we're not motivated all the time. You're not going to be motivated all the time, and you can't expect that of yourself. Write this down. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. Inside of your brain, there's a chemical called dopamine. Makes you feel good. It's considered the chemical of motivation, and it's easily hijacked by outside factors like social media, for instance. The interesting thing here is that most people delay the release of this chemical by tying it to a huge end goal. For example, becoming a millionaire, hitting a promotion, buying that new car, etc. But this is the chemical of motivation. You want it during the process, not at the end. We have to learn to celebrate the process. Someone who did a great job of this was Kobe. He woke up at 4 a.m. every day to practice basketball. One day, he wins the big championship, he's leaving the game, and he turns to his trainer and he says, "See you at 4 a.m. And this dude's like, "What? You just won. Like, what do you mean? Take a day off. Like, well, we did it. We completed the goal." But that's not the goal for him. That wasn't the goal for him. The goal was to get better, to be the best, to practice, to get in that 4 a.m. practice every single day. That's the goal. That's what released that dopamine, was the journey there. The goal was to get better every single day. We can learn a lot from this. Attach your success to the little everyday goals, not to the end goal. Start by thinking about the everyday steps that you're taking to get you there, to whatever that goal is, and celebrate those things. Positive self-talk is a huge part of this. Your brain releases dopamine at this time too. So when you complete these little goals every day, an easy way to reward yourself is literally telling yourself you're doing a good job. It may feel silly at first, but your brain really takes those words to heart. And this is the start of your reprogramming. of you truly feeling worthy and going full force after what you want. And there you have it, the 5 success mindset keys. I hope you gained something valuable from listening to today's episode. I'm so happy that you came back for episode 2. As you know, this show is brand new, so if you could leave a rate and review after listening, wherever you're listening, I would so appreciate it. I'll see you next time. P.S. If you love the vibes here and got something out of listening today, please screenshot and share on your story. I'd love to be tagged and hear your thoughts. My Instagram for the pod is @_selfworthclub.